Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam? I'm back. This is Larry with the Best Credit Repair channel. Today, we're going to be talking about how to remove a charge-off account that has been settled using a 1099-C strategy. We're going to dig deep into this strategy. We're going to talk about some court cases, how the court views it. We're going to talk about how do you attack the original creditor and why you should be attacking them to make sure that they're on the up and up, they're honest, and they're doing everything that they're supposed to be doing, right? We're going to educate you today on this. So please get your pen, get your paper out, follow me through this process that I'm about to tell you, right? But first, we're going to say thank you for all my new subscribers coming out to the channel. I appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. This channel is all about keeping it real, telling the truth. I don't do gimmicks. I don't do these stuff that some people do that I know that don't really work. They may work one or two times, but they're not consistently based on the policies and the laws of credit repair. So this channel is all about being honest, keeping it real with you. You also look in the description. You could email me if you have any questions. I'm going to start doing weekly lives on Sundays to just answer these questions. I do give free credit analysis. I do have a master dispute package that help you reach the goals of getting your credit where you need to be. And this channel is always going to be adding into investment opportunities, how you should be investing your money. So we're going to add more stuff to this channel because investing to me and credit are linked. If you have the money, you've been investing in yourself, it's easy to dig yourself out of credit situations when you have the funds to do it. It's that simple. And my job is to help you create those funds so if you do get in these situations, you can dig yourself out. So first thing we're going to talk about 1099-Cs. What should you do? Now this video is specifically for people that have settled the account. Now you could try to use this strategy on an unsettled account, but we're going to talk about people who have got these charge-offs settled. They just want to get them off their credit report. Now, first thing I want to say, the charge-off is the most damaging thing on your credit report. Why is it most damaging? Because as long as that charge-off is open and there's a balance, they're reporting on it. That's why you get CO on your credit report every month. Every month they're charged saying it's charged off. Also, it goes against your debt to income ratio. If you have a $10,000 charge-off, that's negative debt. Your debt to income ratio does affect your credit score. You can have perfect credit, mean no late payments, no charge-off, but if you're carrying a lot of debt on that, it's going to decrease your score. It is the fact. It's true. The credit bureaus don't want you to know everything that they're doing to adjust your scores. They don't let you know the algorithm. They don't want you to know that because then you'll be able to manipulate the scores. So they don't want you to do that. They want to give the creditors the upper hand in that aspect. They don't want the consumers to have the upper hand on manipulating their credit scores. That's why they give you this little pie circle with utilization, length of credit, inquiries, new credit, right? That's why they give you that stuff, right? They give you that, but it's more to your credit score than that, right? So debt to income is major. What makes a charge-off so damaging is that because it carries a negative debt, and they're also reporting it as a past due balance, delinquent, and then on your 2-year payment history, they tagging you there, putting CO, charge-off. Don't let nobody ever tell you your score won't improve if you settle a charge-off. It is so inaccurate, right? FICO looks at that and say, okay, first of all, you wipe the negative debt. So if you had $10,000, that balance is gone. It's zero. If you settle for 2, the $10,000 goes to zero. The past due balance goes to zero. And they no longer can report on the account. If they do, that's a violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. If you settled in January and then they reported as a charge off in February, you got them. You should be able to get that account deleted because they cannot report a charge off after it's been settled. It's done. And we're going to dig deeper on your strategies to get it off after you settled the account. That's why the 1099-C is so important. It's a great strategy. So this is why the 1099-C and people let the creditor gets away. It is accounting purposes. A creditor can, if you had a $10,000 charge off, you settled for $2,000, where's the other $8,000 in accounting? They had to file it with the IRS. It is over $600. Under the IRS section 4681, it's over $600. They must submit a 1099-C. So if they submitted one, you should have got one too. For the $8,000 that was unsettled in that account. And then there they want you to place that on your tax return as revenue. Right? We're going to dig deeper into that. So they have to do it. They cannot get away with doing it. If you settled an account, if it was a $20,000 account and you settled for $5,000, where's the other $15,000? They had to give you a settle. They had to submit to the IRS for them to get a tax credit. A company, just think of this. If a company's worth $1 million and they have $500,000 in debt, they can't sell the company for $1 million. They're missing $500,000, and nobody's gonna buy that company for $1 million when there's $500,000 in debt. That's not what the company's worth. That's why it's so important, tax purposes, where they write that off on their taxes. That's why they have to do it, right? So if you settle the account, you don't have a 1099-C. There's something fishy going on between the creditor and the IRS and you, because you should have got a 1099-C. Now you got that 1099-C, and we're going to talk about, this is stuff that's in my dispute package. Remember, a 1099-C is that it is the what they call forgiveness of a loan or the abandonment of a loan or property, right? So you got that 1099-C, the original creditor said we are no longer attempting to collect on this debt, right? So they just write it off as a charge-off and it's for tax purposes. They do that because they know they want to receive a tax credit from the IRS for the lost revenue. So the IRS gives them an out, which is under 4681. You can look it up. So now we're going to now we'll get ready to dig deep. First thing you should do, pull your credit report. You need to pull a full credit report. I tell people go to annualcreditreport.com. Why? It is the official credit report of the big three. If you walk in there with an Identity IQ credit report saying this information is inaccurate, they're going to laugh at you. Because that is not their official site. You know what they're going to tell you? That's not our site. We can't prove or be held responsible for a third party pulling information. I don't know how they downloaded that information. But if you go to Annual Credit Report, that is their official site. That's the site the government has opened up to consumers. So if you pull that report and that information, 7-year information is inaccurate, you got to prove, if you take them to court, no, this is your website. This is the government website that you said that this is your information and it is inaccurate. So you pull that full credit report from Annual Credit Report. I will go straight to the payment history. You settled this account. I will go straight to the payment history. That account, say it's 5 years old. I'm looking at every month. Is there a missing month of payment? Is there any inaccuracies in that payment history? The balance is probably going to say zero. The past due balance is probably going to say zero. When you open the account, do you think they're going to delete it because the open date, the last activity date? Go to the information that is blatantly there that says that you were late or you were charged off, or it was missing information. That's where you want to go. So if you open the account in 2015, in 2017 they didn't report May, June, July. It's inaccurate. It is not complete, right? And it's not 100%. It's not 100% complete, and it's missing information. They can't have missing information. So I would attack that. I am disputing the months of missing information on this credit report that is deeming this credit report inaccurate. The creditor is reporting inaccurate information, right? So I'm going to go after that. I'm going to go after the 2-year payment history. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Before I'm really getting into the 1099-C, I'm going looking at that. And then I'm looking at, okay, I see the inaccuracies in the payment history. I'm going to do that. And then I'm also going to send I'm going to dispute with the credit bureaus. And you only want to dispute that. Don't dispute multiple things. You want to dispute one thing. The 2-year payment history for June, July, and August is missing, which creates this report to be incomplete. The Fair Credit Reporting Act says it must be complete, 100% accurate, and verifiable. That's what it says. Then I'm also send a letter to the original creditor disputing the inaccuracies of the account. Now, you cannot sue the creditor for a direct dispute. You have to go through the credit bureaus. That's what the Fair Credit Reporting Act is. So you did that. You send both of them, right? Then you're going to turn around and you're going to, say that comes back verified, you're going to send a method of verification letter. So you got to follow this process, right? You're going to pull your updated credit report and you're going to see, did they change anything? Did they just move stuff around that suffice that you disputed? Is it accurate? Just say they moved the dates. It went from May, June, July to July, August, September. And there's no information. Now you're going to go back with a method of verification letter. I disputed the months of May, June, and July of missing and incomplete information. I received my updated credit report and they just moved the dates to July, August. It's still missing information. This account is still reporting inaccurate. How did you verify this account to be accurate? You updated information and it is still inaccurate. So how did you verify this information to be accurate? Now they have so many days to respond to your method of verification letter, right? And they must respond in the amount of time that is required under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Now you could send another letter to the creditor saying, I disputed this account and it is still reported inaccurate information, which is your responsibility under Section 623, furnishing accurate information from the furnisher. That is your responsibility, and it's still reported inaccurate. See, you're trying to build something. Build a case, you're trying to build information. You ain't even got to the 1099-C yet. Now you're starting to look at the 1099-C. So you sent that method of verification letter. Now you want to start looking at the 1099-C. Now you're going to send another letter. See, because the bureaus don't care about the 1099-C. So don't tell them nothing about a 1099-C. But the creditor is their responsibility. I settled this account for the creditor. I settled this account. The account was $10,000. I settled for $2,000. There's $8,000 that I should be on a 1099-C. Did you submit a 1099-C to the IRS? Because they're going to act like they don't know. The representative is going to be clueless, right? They make it hard for you to get that information. But how do you get that information? You're going to call the IRS. Don't call them on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Call them on a Thursday, Friday. And request a transcript. Request that were there any 1099 submitted for me. So say Capital One, Chase Bank, or one of those people, Bank of America, you had that charge off, you settled that charge off, but you never got a 1099-C. And then the IRS say, yeah, there was a 1099 submitted against you. Now, it is a requirement for the original creditor to give you that 1099-C. Now, I would go back to the creditor and say, you received a tax credit for a charge-off. I never received the 1099-C that you are required to submit to me under the IRS code or section 4681, which is a violation, along with the inaccurate information that is reported on my credit report. Right? So we're going to talk about some things, some letters that are in my master dispute package. So this is a request for removal for a charge off with a 1099-C. And I'm going to read some things to you. Memorandum for record. The courts have found that issuance of a 1099-C is evidence of a discharge and deletion of a charge off. In addition, there are multiple inaccuracies reported on my credit report. I'm writing to address these charge-off accounts I received on the 1099-C. The account was settled and a 1099-C was issued. You could change the verbiage if you didn't have a 1099-C. There are two reasons I am requesting that this charge-off be deleted. I was issued a 1099-C and had to add it as income on my tax return. So not only I settled this account, I still had to turn around and put that other money that wasn't settled on my tax return that became income that increased my taxes on the account. I'm requesting this charge-off be deleted as of the following. I was issued a 1099-C, had to add it to the tax return, which turned this settled debt into an income for me. The court have ruled that charge-offs in the Fair Credit Report have listed some court cases that they have ruled on this matter. Right? The courts have ruled it is inequitable to allow a creditor to belatedly enforce an alleged debt after it's received a tax credit on the charge-off. And there are court cases. Discover Bank versus Shimer, Shimer. Amtrust Bank versus Fawcett. Franklin Credit Management versus Nicholas. There are court cases holding that the inequitable to allow a creditor to belatedly enforce an alleged debt after he received a tax credit. You see what I'm saying? The creditor received the tax credit. You settled the account. Right? You had to add it as income, and they're still trying to report the account on your credit report. That's why you want to go after them for that. You need to break it down. Please remove this. And if it's that important, take it to court. It's settled. They can't do nothing to you. Why? You received the tax credit, Your Honor. I didn't even receive a 1099-C. I'm still here waiting on a 1099-C. Where is my 1099-C? Think about this. They can't get nothing else from you. So you go down to the courthouse, you pay $75, you bring up a court case, $50, $100, you bring up a court case, you take them to court, and you challenge them. they probably would just take it off. Why? In my opinion, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a consumer lawyer, but in my opinion, why would they pay a lawyer to go to a court case on an account that was settled, they can no longer gain anything else from it, to hold it on your credit report? Think about that. Challenge. We do not challenge people enough. They have a system we don't use. Challenge them. Because you have court cases that said the court, you have what they say precedents that show that the court agreed with the consumer. So challenge them. Do not let them get away. It is cheap to take a person to court. It's not expensive. Do your research. Understand court proceedings. Or pay a lawyer. But unless I would work it and do it myself. Force the creditor to say, you know what, it's not that serious. They settled the account. We got a tag. Just take it off their credit report. I don't want to go to court. Because that's all you want. You just want to remove. So understand that there are strategies out there. You just got to be willing to go the distance. And don't get discouraged in the process. This is a flawed process that you have to put your work in, do your due diligence, force the issue. If you do that, most cases you're going to win. You're going to win. But if you give up, get frustrated, then they're going to win. Don't give up. Keep pushing the topic, right? If you have any questions, shoot me an email. If somebody didn't explain fully, shoot me an email. I get back to everybody. Shoot me an email. When you shoot me an email, I'm going to give you my phone number. We can talk. We can set up a discussion. We can ask all the questions. I'm going to start doing lives on Sundays, every Sunday. I'm going to start doing it. I'm going to start building back up. But there are strategies to get it removed. You just got to make them do their job. Now, one person may say, well, how do I know if they issue me a 1099-C? Call the IRS. Don't call them on a Monday and Tuesday. I'll probably work the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and say, were there any 1099-Cs issued against me? Some people may have moved and you probably just never received it. But find out. Don't just sweep it up under the rug, man. Credit is not something you sweep under the rug. Credit is something you better stay on top of every day. It is the key to keep you in poverty. And I tell people this all the time. It could be used to grow wealth. It also could be used to keep you in poverty. Keep you struggling. Never have enough money. Never be able to grow your wealth because you didn't think about credit. You didn't learn how to leverage credit. You didn't learn about using other people's money to grow your wealth. You just allow credit to keep you from growing financially. So I'm here to keep it to you real. You know what I mean? I'm going to be bringing out some investment videos. That's something else that I've been working on. I'm getting stuff together for y'all. I'm about to start hitting y'all with some real stuff. I'm a big investor. I believe in investing. I've only made money investing. Yeah, dude, have I sold stocks? Have I lost some money? Yeah, but overall, I've made money. And that's where we want to do. Remember, you should be investing in yourself every time you get paid. If you're not the first person you're paying and investing in yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice. You taking care of some other people, but you're not taking care of you. And that's what I'm trying to preach. So I appreciate y'all. If you have any questions on 1099-Cs, the 1099-C strategy, let me know. Shoot me an email. I got you. If you want my master dispute package, shoot me an email. I get it. It's got all this information in it. Shoot me an email. I got you. And even when you buy it, I'm still going to answer your phone. I'm still going to answer your email. I'm still going to talk to you and help you through the process. Because, see, we keep it real here. Because I truly want to help you. So, Any questions? You know how to get in contact with me. But as of now, this is Larry with the Best Credit Repair channel. And I'm out.